You go on to appear in an episode of Chicago PD in 2016, as well as return to Chicago Fire last year in 2020. And on your Instagram, I love Elias Koteas, and I hope I'm not butchering his name. I'll just call him.
I was hoping you would say it because I don't actually know his name.
I usually just call him Casey Jones, or that creepy dude from Fallen that sings "Time Is on My Side." Anyway, I love him, even though I don't know the correct pronunciation of his name. And you mentioned on Instagram that he was a pleasure to work with to some degree or another. I don't remember how exactly you worded it. I know, like, a lot of the people we talk to have those parts like NCIS, or those walk-on roles where you're coming into an established family essentially, and they talk about how it could be really intimidating and sometimes difficult to integrate yourself into this. Like, it's like jumping on a moving train and then you have to jump off again, and everybody else is already on it and established with each other. So it's cool to see that you had a good experience with him. And I was wondering if there was anything you could share about that.
Yeah, I'll share the good first. So he, and everything with respect to him is good, by the way. I had just finished cancer treatment right before I shot that. Like, I think I got back into, like, 3 days after I got back in town from treatment, I got a call to audition for that. And I remember I had just gone through 6 months of just isolation, not seeing anyone, dealing with a whole, my mortality, just existential crisis in general. And then it was like, cool, audition for this cancer patient. And I was like, oh, is this bad karma? Like, I don't know. So anyway, when I eventually, I booked it and I got to set, and I was obviously very overwhelmed by the whole thing and the subject matter. And I remember my voice was shaking. I remember just being a little, when you're not that experienced, like, things happen. And especially when you're in such a vulnerable state. And I remember he would, we had our hands on the table, and he would kind of put his hand on top of my hand between takes and be like, you're doing great. Everything's okay. You're there. You got it. And it just made me feel so much safer, because it was just, I was in a vulnerable state, and he could see that. And you could just tell, I don't know, he could just tell he's a really good soul. And he's one of those people. I feel like some people just get way too big for their britches, and he has so many credits. He's probably one of the most impressive people on that show. And he just didn't, he was humble, he was kind, and he was just a regular nice guy, which awesome. I like.
I love hearing that.